Last week, when I was giving a talk about transitioning with your customer in the digital realm before it's too late, and I honed in on the need for our businesses to be preparing for voice search.
Welcome in for this episode of the Agile Digital Business Podcast with host Vicki Maris.
I shared a handout of bonus content, and I want to share that with you here. I'll break this into several little short episodes. In the section I titled Books, so here's some bonus content, I listed again the book Marketing Rebellion, The Most Human Company Wins. It's by Mark Schaefer. I have his book listed in the handout document that I provide. I also addressed it in episode 12 of the podcast. So if you look back at that episode, you'll hear me talk a little bit about the book, Marketing Rebellion, and a short bit of commentary. I'm actually thinking of doing a full episode about my review of that book. I've taken so many notes, and I really feel like I just need to share it with you. So that may be coming in a future episode. My husband, Scott, is listening to the book right now on Audible. One of the points I list here in the bonus content is to maintain a customer focus. In a previous session that I taught, it's been about a year ago, I shared an insight from Jagdish Sheth. He was a guest on Douglas Burdett's podcast, which is called the Marketing Book Podcast. It's a great show. I encourage you to listen to it. Jagdish is co-author, along with Rajendra Sisodia, of the book The 4 A's of Marketing. The 4 A's are acceptability, affordability, accessibility, and awareness. The two of them chat about the nature of the 4 P's, which you've probably heard of the 4 P's before from your marketing training: product, place, promotion, and price. They chat about how the 4 P's can tend to be too internally focused. Jagdish also mentions the trend of having a marketing officer report into a finance role. That's often how it's structured in a company or an organization, when, in his opinion, the marketing function, so consider like your chief marketing officer, they really need to be reporting in directly to the CEO. If you'd like to hear a little bit more about this possible structure for your organization, you can go to episode 190 of the Marketing Book Podcast and hear them chat about this in more detail. Here's another bit from the bonus content that I shared last week after my talk. Who is in charge of our digital footprint? I love the quote that Taru Jain shared last year in the Digital Marketing Certificate Program. He says, quote, "Digital disrespects departments," end quote. Taru is an international consultant who teaches in digital marketing. Everyone in business should have digital on their mind and be incorporating digital in their strategy. It's not something only for the digital marketing person or the digital marketing department. We all need to be thinking about it. Taru writes and shares very interesting points in his LinkedIn content. I encourage you to follow him if you are not already. And from a session last week, Joe Urbany, who's a marketing professor at the University of Notre Dame, he was sharing in a session about the percentage of people on boards of directors who represent the marketing function. That having a marketing expert on your board can increase your shareholder value. He quoted some statistics and percentages from Whitler, Krauss, and Lehman, 2018. Their research shows that there's positive impact on shareholder value when you have somebody in the marketing function or who has had experience in marketing who serves on your board of directors. And lastly, for this episode, I want to share with you a little bit from Marcus Sheridan. I've met Marcus and I've heard him speak at Social Media Marketing World Conference on several different occasions. He and his team teach a lot about content marketing and video marketing in particular. last year he was really driving the point home about how many of us are using video in our pathway to a decision about a purchase. The statistics were predicting that by this year, 2019, there would be video involved in 80% of the purchasing decisions for either products or services. Marcus and his team suggest that we each have separate videos for each of the 7 top questions that our customers are asking about our product or service, and that we place them in appropriate places. So the website, maybe your YouTube channel, there's different places that you might be using your video content. There's all sorts of ways you can use it out on your social channels. What you can do with those 7 videos that you create that answer the 7 top questions your customers are asking is to then mesh them together in a video that you can refer to as your 80% video. It's that video that's answering the questions that get asked 80% of the time. Thank you for listening to Agile Digital Business. I am Vicki Maris. Please join me this week. Let's go out and teach, inspire, and connect.